Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you to those of you who subscribed and liked. Appreciate it. Also, if you guys want to check out Instagram, DLF underscore media, or if you want to check out DLF underscore entertainment on Instagram, I also post stuff there as well. Uh, the media is going to be the short ones, and then of course, the shorts basically to tell you about what's going on this channel. So, but we've already discussed that. But anyway. Today I want to talk about some of the issues that we DJs deal with venues. When I say DJs, I'm talking about the DJs that are on the wedding side, anything like quinceaneras, corporate venues, corporate events, things like that. Club guys, bar guys, I got another video coming for you guys. I know we deal with a lot of stuff with that too. But yeah, so I want to talk about that. Some of the things that we deal with some of the crazy rules that just sometimes they don't make any sense to us. Maybe there's a reason behind it, um, and maybe it's just petty stuff. I don't know. But one of my biggest questions is why, if I get there 2 hours, 3 hours before anyone does, because normally, as you know, the DJs were usually the first ones there and the last one to leave. Um, why is it that I can't park in the front and unload and then move my vehicle and finish setting up? I mean, I've gone to some venues and they lose their minds. Oh, you can't park here in the front. You need to go to the back. Well, sometimes it's great because, sometimes we go to the back, the door's right there. You just, as soon as you open the door and your spot's going to be right there or stage or whatever the case. But some places they just don't care. They just like, oh no, you need to go to the back. You get to the back, you got steps you got to go through. You got to carry your sub up the steps or whatever the case, and it doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I partially I get it. You don't want to have all the commotion going on in the front door and whatnot, but people know. I mean, people already know that you're having a wedding, that there's an event going on. Most people already know there's events going on. There's chances are there's people with flowers, people with catering, decorators, whatever the case. They're all gonna come through anyway. And the weirdest part about it is that it's really mostly the DJs that are forced to go to the back. So for some reason, I mean, I guess I get it. There's some DJs that are just, you know, some people just don't want to deal with them, because they're, I mean, let's just face it. I mean, you guys know how the business is. Um, but yeah, that's that's a big pet peeve of mine. It's like, why? I mean, I'm here before anyone else. Let me just unload and let's move on. Not everyone's like that. Some people are really, really, nice. I mean, there's some venues that are really nice people. Um, but let's move on to the next ones, which the this one just, I mean, you guys will, some of you are gonna be like, wow, you're right. Why is it that some of you venues treat vendors like they're peasants? Seriously. Um, I'll tell you guys a story, for example. I was at a venue one time, and we're all playing. I play background music during dinner and whatnot. The photographers, they're not going to take pictures of people um, eating. So at that time, we normally go sit at a table. We'll have dinner or whatever. While we'll usually we go ours down pretty much because we got to get back to work. But this particular time, the event coordinator, and I want to say the person of the venue, I should say, says, "Well, there's a table for you guys." Well, they took us to the back. Now, mind you, it wasn't didn't really a dinner table. It was basically a 6 foot table in a storage room, and we all got a paper sack, lunch bag, if you want to call it, with a peanut butter jelly sandwich and an apple. And we all kind of looked at each other like, wow, okay, so, but yeah, we were not allowed to be in the front or eat in the front. Needless to say, I mean, it was just a sandwich, whatever. So, we've all been working. I mean, and as you guys know, as a DJ, all the labor that goes into it. As a photographer, you're on your feet all day. Even the coordinators, wedding coordinators, you guys are under a lot of stress because you're dealing with every little detail that the bride wants. So we know. Um, and that's the thing is that we know. Some of you guys just pretend like you don't know or you just don't care. about DJs, but that's another story. Anyway, so needless to say, the maid of honor texts me and she's like, "Where you at? I'm looking for you. You know, so and so's looking for you." And I'm like, "Okay." I said, "I'm in the back. We're eating. So go to the front." I said, "I'll be up there in a minute." I go to the front. And she's like, "Why are you eating in the back?" And I explained to her. I said, "Well, we were told that all the vendors needed to sit in the back." She's like, "No." So anyway, bride found out. She wasn't very happy about it. A lot of times it's it's not the bride's fault, and a lot of times it's not the venue's fault either, because a lot of times, most brides, they have to pay for that extra table and the extra plates and whatnot. Most of you know that. But most of them are kind enough to say, yeah, absolutely. They need to eat. There's some that they just don't care. I've heard the horror stories. You know, things that happen. But anyway, so yeah, that's that. Don't treat your vendors like peasants. Don't forget that we all talk. We all talk. We all know each other in the industry. Um, there's people that come up to us and they're like, "Hey, I'm looking for a venue to hold such and such event." And a lot of times we'll refer them to some of these venues, and a lot of times we're like, "Stay away from that one because there's this and that." So keep in mind that we're also a point of referral. So yeah, that's one of my biggest complaints about venues. Moving on to event coordinators. Why? And I guess I could partially get why, but why do you guys set us up and in an area and then you put 6 or 7 tables in front of us? And the worst part about it, you put the elderly people right in front of us, and then you put the dance floor 100 feet away. Doesn't make any sense, and I'll tell you why. Number one, you've got elderly people in the front. Most of those people don't get out much, so they want to see, they want to have conversations, speak with their nieces, nephews, whomever, So they don't want to have to be screaming through the loud music, and we have to play it loud because now we have to project the sound across the room all the way to the dance floor. And on top of that, now we're not even able to create energy because now we're not able to interact with the guests. So it's very hard to just to get going that way. So we need to get better about that. I mean, maybe speak with the bride, speak with the DJ. Some of you venues have this one track mind of that's just how the layout is, and you can't think outside the box of how tables can be rearranged. There's some venues that they're like, you know what, okay, let's well, I've worked with them where it's like, what if we move this table? Oh, you know what? Yeah, that would work. Um, so yeah, we got to do better, man. I mean, we got to work with each other. There's times where I've been to a venue and I'm like, okay, where do I plug in? Oh, you got to plug in all the way on the other end. Well, now I've got to run 100 feet of extension cords, which is fine, but now you're making me look bad because now the bride's going to come in. They're like, what are all these cables laying across, the floor? Well, I have no choice, but it makes me look bad. So that's the problem is that, as DJs, we're always the ones that kind of get the short end of the stick. Same thing goes with photographers. And I know as I'm talking about all these vendors, some of you may, not be happy with what I'm saying, but this is the reality of it. And I get it. You may deal with some DJs that are just very unprofessional too. I know a lot of them. So, hey, I get it. But one of the things is photographers. Once your time is up, once that dance starts, your time is up, man. You need to either get a better lens so you can shoot when it's dark, or you need to try to make it a point to get your shots before the dancing starts because we're getting paid to entertain. We're getting paid to create a vibe. So, because bride and groom paid money for it. And so there's a lot of times where the photographers, they're like, oh, no, 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 don't bring the lights down because, I got to get these shots. Well, let me explain something to you. And I'm not going to take credit for this because I saw this on a podcast. There was another DJ that talked about this and he said, hey, listen, when you see the photographer get that shot of people jumping up and down, screaming, laughing, whatever the case may be, who do you think created that moment? The DJ, the entertainers. They're the ones that created that moment, and you caught it, which is great. But the thing is, you're cutting into my time now when you're doing that. When you're trying to keep the lights up, and I understand you're trying to get the shot. But that's just about as bad as me going while you're trying to take pictures of the bride and the groom or the quinceañera or whomever, and they're trying to take pictures with their family, and I'm interrupting you. I'm like, hey, you should get a picture of this, or I'm trying to take a picture, be in the picture with them. That wouldn't be cool. I'm cutting into your time. You got paid for a certain thing. You want to make sure that your work looks good. So therefore, get your shots early or get a better lens when we bring the lights down, and don't take away from our part, because again, the bride and the groom are paying for this, or whether it's not the bride and the groom, it could be a quinceañera, it could be a corporate party, whatever the case. So yeah, let's work together, man. Let's get better about working with each other. I for one have never been to a excuse me, sorry about that. I've never been to a, a wedding or a party where people are like, oh my God, this cake is just horrible. It's time to go, guys, because you know what? I mean, I can't eat that. So we got to go. I've never seen that. Same thing with the food. People never leave when the food is horrible or when the cake is horrible. They just kind of put it aside and, hey, we're done. But if your entertainment is horrible, guess what? Oh man, you know what? We were up late last night. We got to go. We got to get up early tomorrow. Everyone's making up the excuses. And like I said, if your entertainment is horrible, people are going to leave. People are not going to leave if the cake is bad or if the food is bad, or even if the photography is bad, because they won't know. But point being, if entertainment is bad, people are going to leave. So let's work together. We really need to work together. All vendors, let's come together and work together. If you guys want to post some comments, give me some ideas or whatever, let's work together. I'm not trying to talk bad about everyone. Again, there's some really great photographers, really great venues, and some really great event coordinators. Speaking of one, which is Diana with Well Planned Events. They gave me these customized coasters for my last name. These are actually handmade. Diana's husband, Cliff, he actually does a lot of custom woodwork. When I did their 25th anniversary, they made about 50 of these and they gave them to all of their guests, which was really kind of cool, a lot of work. But not only that, they were doing a raffle. They had like, I want to say 10 or 15 cutting boards. And I'm talking about these really nice cutting boards. And for those of you who cook, you know that really nice custom cutting boards cost a lot of money. So anyway, he made a bunch of these and he raffled them off, and I thought it was pretty nice. But anyway, aside from that, follow them on Instagram at Well Planned Events. Really good people. Thank you again for the gift. Also want to thank my sponsor, Mega DJ Center. Thank you so much, for sponsoring the channel, the ideas. Also, I want to give a big shout out to the Mega 5. Mega 5, you got DJ Rockwell, DJ Notorious, who worked, he and I worked at Drink Houston together. Drink Houston was one of the top 100 clubs in the nation for a while. They're the same owners as Whiskey River, so thank you, Todd and Larkin, for the opportunity. Anyway, moving on. You also have Big Bird, Mr. Remix. Mr. Remix, really good, great guy, great DJ. We have a love and hate relationship, but he's a wonderful guy, man. Thanks for everything, man. DJ Main Event, make sure you guys follow him on Instagram as well. He just started a clothing line, and he's doing really well with it, so congratulations, man. Also, DJ Gons. DJ Gons, let me get his information, man. I should have wrote this down, but I want to make sure that I tell you guys about him. He's got a YouTube channel called Serato Studio Gonz. That's Gonz. And he also has an Instagram channel, DJ Gons123. If you guys want to know anything, want to learn anything about Serato Studio or Serato DJ, go check him out. Again, thank you. Please like and subscribe. And if you guys have any more ideas or anything, let me know. I'm going to do a video about hotels also, and also about the clubs and bars that some of us deal with and whatnot. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. See you.